conversations that the party is still trying to play politics with the issue of zoning. There are conversations as to where the next president should come from. You see the party tilting towards the popular clamor?
Well, let me take your second to the last statement, where the next president should come from. My answer is very simple. The next president should come from Nigeria.
Oh,
we need a Nigerian president,
and not
a sectional
or the
president,
east or north,
ethnic or religious president.
Okay.
I want a Nigerian president that will see every region, every tribe, every belief system as allowed by law, as allowed by our country. But when you have a president that is, that emerged through sentiment of either ethnic or zoning or whatever you call it, he comes out and play out the card of that sentiment that brought him to office. Now, I have said this over and over, and I want to say it again. I am not a proponent of zoning. I don't believe in zoning. I believe in merit. I believe in capacity. I believe in competence. And I believe in the wherewithal to fix Nigeria. And so whoever that will be Nigerian president should be able to have these capacities, should have this ability, should have this pedigree. But not the pedigree of being ethnic, because I am from this south, this particular region. That is why I was voted for. We've gone past that age. We are now in the 21st century. Look at Barack Obama, who emerged American president. You trace the history to where? To Kenya. That is where the history is. But he was, because he emerged through a popular contest. Nobody cared to know where he is from, whether he's black American or not. So I think there is need for Nigerians to begin to advance with the tide, change of tide. Things have changed. We're not talking about, the era where sentiment no longer drive us, but the capacity, but merit and competence should be what should drive us. Now, having said this, our constitution does not make room for zoning, but it makes room for what? Power sharing.
If you say
I go by our constitution.
If you say our constitution does not make room for zoning, there was a gentlemanly agreement
that is why
that brought about the system that we currently operate, where this person should get a taste of it, that person should get a taste of it. Is a gentlemanly agreement.
No.
So if we do not follow that agreement, don't you think we'll still have this agitations here and there of marginalization?
I don't think there is or there was, and there will ever be any agreement that will override our constitution. The constitution is the grand norm of our democracy. Democracy is being built on the constitution. In fact, it is called constitutional government. It is run by the constitution. So whatever that is not in the constitution is null and void. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. It's completely voidable. Having said this, I was trying to tell you what you call gentleman agreement. You could just simply call it for me to agree with you. Power sharing, which is what is in the constitution, because you have Federal Character Commission for power, for equity and stability, to spread the power, to balance power in the country. Not zoning, but you have power sharing through what? Through the Federal Character Commission, which is a body to ensure that one zone will not take all positions. You have to spread it to all the region that made up the Nigerian government, Nigerian entity. That is where I stand. So having said this, if you agree with me that power sharing is the best way to go, now Nigeria should look at it. If Zone A, let us say Nigeria is divided into two. Zone A is the north, Zone B is the south. You have 6 regions. The first zone has taken, which is the south. The second zone took, which is the Zone B, which is the north. It goes that way, north and south, north and south. Not because it is zoning, but because of the power, balancing of the power structure of the government. Now, when Zone A takes president. Zone B will take what? Vice president. Zone B again will take another position, like we have the Senate president. Another one will take the chief judge. Another zone will take the House of Rep position. This is how you now stabilize the polity. So you don't have one zone being dominated with all the power structure of the governor.
But where you have one zone that is tasting the presidency more than the other zones, is that not a cause for agitation in itself?
No, you see, I don't think you are even getting it right. Testing it as in how we are talking about people going out to be voted for. Nobody is imposed on anybody in this country. We are going out for election. In fact, let me tell you, I will support somebody from anywhere who has the ability to fix this country. As far as you are a Nigerian,
ability to fix this
country. As far as you are a Nigerian,
does the country need fixing? I mean, like, seriously, does the country need fixing? Because, I mean, you just said ability to fix this country. What needs to be fixed in this country?
This is a very hard question, but I will attempt it. Let's look at Nigerian. Let's look at the governance system since 1999 till today. Are we making progress or are we deteriorating? Where did the military hand over power to Nigerian civilian to begin to run? Because I keep on saying we are running a civil rule, not democratic government, but a civil rule. Now, at what point did the military left the power? Look at the prices of commodities in the market. Look at the stock exchange, the forex. Look at the dollars to naira. Look at the price of fuel. Look at the price of food. Look at where it is. Look at the issue of corruption. Look at the issue of insecurity. Put those things on a scale today and weigh it side by side. Have we made any progress from where the military left us? Are we advancing in improving on these sectors, or we are going downward? If you ask me, I will tell you, even though the worst democracy is better than the best military government, but in terms of governance structure, from 1999 till today, I think we are not doing anything better than where the military left us. So, for me, I want a president that can actually fix this country, not minding where you are from, that has the magic wand to be able to turn it around. I want to begin to get prices of commodities drop. I want to see naira becoming, stable and being able to, compete with other foreign currencies. I want to see corruption being tackled headlong. I want to see a president that will have the political will to fight terrorism and banditry. I want to see our federal roads being fixed. I want to see our public schools being fixed, the health sectors being fixed. And all these are what makes up or make up a government. So if you ask me whether the Nigeria need to be fixed, in my own perspective, these factors I have listed out have barely collapsed in the hands of our civilian government. So we need a government that can actually fix these sectors. Whether you are from any zone, for me, what matters is the competency and the ability to fix these sectors.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the APC, having branched out and spoken about this other concerns. Do you see the APC with all of this fracas here and there? Do you see the APC having its house in order before the convention? Do you see them having a successful convention without persons with issues?
You see,
do you see them having that? You think it's possible?
Let me speak in parables. Like I said, I don't want to be a prophet of doom. But let me speak in parables. The APC, the forthcoming APC convention,
which will be in a couple of weeks from now,
26th of February, is like a man who is going to the stream with basket to fetch water. As you dip the basket into the water and bring it out,
the water is spilling
so
everywhere.
Many ways it will, spill out, and you come out with empty baskets. That is what I envisaged. That is what I anticipate. That is what I see may possibly come out of the APC. it will be one convention too many for the party to contain.
So you think they shouldn't have gone ahead with the convention date without reconciling this factional issues plaguing the party?
The APC National, what they call it, the Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, has even become the national executive of the party. It has run the party for more than a year.
Well, the issue of its tenureship is also under contention.
That is the point. So it has run. It has become the national leadership of the party. It performs the function of national leadership, but the name connotes Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee. I'm not a member of the APC, but by its name, its terms of reference should have been guided towards that direction. But here is a party, here is a committee becoming the national executive, constituting parties, committees, putting out orders, given this, given that, instead of focusing on its ad hoc intention, which was to organize what?
The
convention. The party committee, the committee would have been focused on the convention and not dabbling into the running of the party. This is my own personal opinion as a political watcher. And so I see the APC convention too many. That will be one convention too many for the party to handle, because crisis will snowball from various angles. Because I have seen several interests already playing out from the state level. Don't forget that the party at the headquarters cannot exist without the state. And so if you already have crisis at the state, at the local government level, at the state level, at the world level, then you can now foresee or foretell or prophesy what the convention will end up becoming. So I want to wish the APC well. I want to pray that the party will be able to put its house in order, because we are practicing political party democracy. I don't wish any party to extinct. I don't wish any party to be extinct or to terminate at the level of party politics. I don't also want a party to surrender its will to the court, for court to now be the one to decide and tell the party what the party would have done, which the party ordinarily knew that is what it would have done. But the party, because of out of maybe a power drunk, quote and unquote, maybe out of overzealousness, or maybe out of trying to outsmart the other party members, you carry out actions that are unknown to law, actions that are avoidable in law, actions that are going to make the party to collapse if not addressed. So I wish the APC would be able to organize itself and come out with a stronger party ahead of the 2023 politics.
Now, let's say you want to prefer a solution to the issues of the APC currently, because of course the convention date, as we know, is sacrosanct, and several factors contributed to the agreement of that date, which of course was at some point they were dilly-dallying as to when they will have that. Not until the president told them that you might allow the opportunity for the opposition to cash in on this disagreement, and then the House have to sit up. Now let's suppose you were to prefer, as it were, an advice for free without consultants. Let's suppose you want to advise the APC. What should they be doing at the moment? Because some will say they're putting the cat before the horse.
Well, because you're asking me this question, I wouldn't have offered this free advice, because
well, you're on the spot now. So
yes, I'm on the spot, and how I wish they will even take this advice. The advice will be very simple: postpone the convention, a radical approach.
But if you postpone the convention, would that also suggest?
Let me give you my advice.
Okay.
That is why I say that I wish they would take it, because it will be a radical approach to resolving the problem. Postpone the convention in 1 month. Put up a committee that
reconciliation
will truly reconcile.
But you already have that.
I'm coming.
You already have the reconciliation committee.
That will truly, I use the word truly in capital letters, reconcile aggrieved party members.
Allow me to interject you again. Forgive me.
Go ahead.
But when you use the word truly, you sound as though the Reconciliation Committee is not truly addressing the issue.
If the committee is addressing the issues, why do you still have them coming up? That's the question that one will ask. If they are actually working, why do you still have the crisis? Why do you still have the crisis as if no committee is there in place? If they came to Akwa Ibom to meet with people in Akwa Ibom, we go to Cross River State, to Abuja and the rest, to Lagos and the rest, why do you have the crisis coming up? So it's like they are playing particular interest. They are advising, they are working towards fostering particular interest. So that is why I use the word truly. They should postpone the party's convention by 1 month and let the president, who is the party leader, step in now, put up a committee that will report to him as president. Because I doubt if President Buhari picks up his phone and call anybody in the state and say, you are my, see me in Abuja. I sit with them, I reconcile or talk with them and hear them out that this crisis will continue. I doubt. If the committee is able to postpone the convention, use 1 month, go around the entire states of the nation and then submit your report to the president.
Comprehensive report.
To the president. He will now sit and know those to reach out in each of the states who are the warring factions.
But
and
the president already has enough on his plate, and he's concerned about finishing well, because in a couple of months he will be leaving office. Don't you think burdening the president even more with this party affairs will distract him from finishing well?
Let me go by Blicker. What will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
How do you connect?
And lose his soul in hellfire. What will it gain President Muhammadu Buhari to succeed in building the country and his party is in fire? That is why I advise. I said much earlier, I said, I don't want to link the party crisis to the crisis in the country. If the party that produced the president is unstable, the fear of having instability in the country is there. Because the house that produced him is on fire. The kitchen is too hot for him, even within his family. That is why I said, what will it profit the President Buhari today to gain the whole wealth and lose his soul in fire? So in hellfire, what will it profit him if he landed well and succeed well, and the party that brought him to power collapsed at the end of his tenure and lost the presidential seat? What will he have said he has left as legacy? That is what the president should be bothered about. And think of bequeathing a legacy that the party that took him to power will leave after his tenureship, and produce someone else that can take over from him for the sake of building on what they have kept in place as a party. Otherwise, the president will end up not having a formidable party that will even contest and win 2 or 3 states in the contest.
So, in a nutshell, you want the president to intervene?
Personally, step into this matter as a father of the party and put up a sincere committee, postpone the convention. After all, the party has been there. It's like somebody it's like tortoise who was kept inside the toilet pit for so many years. Close to a few weeks that he wants to be removed. They said that place is smelling, is hot, is still this, that. President, the party has already wasted these years without achieving any concrete achievement. If you postpone
achievement?
Within the party fold, to resolve this crisis.
Okay.
And so when did they remove the Adams Oshomole-led leadership? How many years now? And yet, up till now, the party is still unable to have its leadership intact. So for me, the party has already wasted this number of years.
Okay.
So if they are able to postpone their convention for 1 more month, it won't change anything. But get the house in order and get the important resolve for the party to become stronger.
Well, it is at this juncture I must thank you, Twicom Franklin Isong, because of course, if we allow time, there are so many questions I'd love to ask with regards to the internal wranglings in the APC, so that we can see how we can discuss it with hopes that the party will, get its house in order.
The take my advice.
Well, hopefully, take your advice. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Franklin
much.
Isong, Chairman, Civil Liberties Organization, Akwa Ibom State Branch, and of course, a journalist. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity to talk party matters.
Thank you for
Well, for viewer, thank you so much for being a part of the program. That's the size of the package for today. We'll make a return to